त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् प्रणो देवे सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्।
Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Lord, my loving best friend, Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. My dear brothers and sisters of Sai family, Sai Ram to one and all. I am Subaratna Shankar from the state of Tamil Nadu South. On this auspicious occasion of Navratri, let us begin the session by seeking Swami's blessings so the journey from I to we to he truly inspires and transforms us. I take the privilege to introduce the speaker for today's transformative journey, Sri Kota Shivakumar sir. Kota sir has done his Bachelor's of Engineering in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Osmania University from 1984 to 1988. He then joined the Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prashanthi Nilayam campus in 1993 for his MBA degree. He has 5 years of engineering experience in IFFCO Limited and 22 years of corporate HR experience. He is the founder and director of INSAI, the Institute of Success, Awareness and Inspiration in 2005 and has more than 10 years of entrepreneurial experience in the area of learning, coaching, and HR consultancy. In the Sri Satya Sai Seva organizations, Kota sir, as he is dearly called, is a regular study circle facilitator in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana states. He handled the role of spiritual coordinator for Hyderabad district from 2009 to 2010. He coordinated an initiative called Navasutra Jnana Yagna, a 9-month practice sadhana on the 9-point code of conduct in 2010 in Hyderabad. The sadhana was designed in a way of training workshops, coaching sessions, and study circle meetings. He facilitated the same initiative in the cities of Pune and Bangalore. He is a regular contributor to Radio Sai Telugu and English channels. He has contributed for more than 60 programs on Tyaga Upanishad. He is an academic board member of Sri Satya Sai National Leadership Program for Self-Transformation and a regular faculty of the program. He is an N-panel speaker at the Sri Satya Sai Center for Human Values, Prashanthi Nilayam. He is a speaker in Samapan Fora. He contributed to training framework in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana Seva Samitis. Kota sir's key aspiration is to be utilized by Swami as he wills. Sairam sir, over to you. Jai Sairam.
Start with Sister Subaratna. Is my voice clear? Is my video visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So let's move. साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। I would like to offer my dear Lord, and I would like to go down to the Swami who's seated in the hearts of each one of you there. So first of all, thanks so much to Gopi Bhai and then the organizers and then all the people who are putting in a lot of effort behind this wonderful program to make this happen. My thanks to you went right at the beginning for one simple reason that this particular platform is giving us an opportunity to meet up again and again and discuss something that really matters to each one of us. That's what I feel. There are a lot of wonderful programs that happen in the world, but everything has its place. Everything has its importance according to the occasion. But what is designed and what is placed in this program as a package, the NLP, I feel is something each of us would need for our life. Okay, and believe me, to start with, all my young this at my life, where it's not in is not a very cheap easy thing. We got this life after many efforts, many births. So those of us who realize this, would want to be very focused in what we do and how we spend our time. Time can be whiled away in many things, but if we can be focused on what matters to us, and then what towards the end of the day, what can make us feel that today I could learn something, I could improve on something, I could come over a little temptation, or I could practice, I could get more ananda, thinking of Swami or singing a bhajan, whatever, or doing seva. I think that day is well spent. Rest of it, we have to, I don't believe in being very negative about life. I don't believe in being cynical. But I think we have to be serious. See, it is like this. If somebody says, I'll give you $1 billion, um, and then he says that, of course, you have to answer 10 questions, which are very tough questions. Only then you'll get $10 billion, but you have it in the bank, but you won't get it unless you answer the 10 billion important questions. You and I will go to any extent to learn the answers and then answer that, because $10 billion is really not, each of us is very valuable. But I want to say this, what Swami has to offer is benchmarks. But how come we don't get that seriousness to take it up is the point. We have to really ask. This is a very strange thing that happens in life. I'm not saying this is for you, it's for all of us. Yeah. So it's a saying. So somebody is saying that my voice is breaking. Is it breaking for everybody? Can somebody please clarify? Is it from my side, or is it only on
Yes,
that side?
Yes, sir.
Sairam sir. Yes, sir. It was breaking in between.
Is it okay now? No, it's
Yes, sir.
fine.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just jump into the thing. I would like to start with um yeah, by sharing my screen window, this particular window, and I want you to tell me if this window is visible.
Yes, sir. PPT is visible. Yes.
PPT, right? Okay. And then if I might just transition. As I'm transitioning, I want you to tell me whether it's visible. Okay, one more thing. I think I need to also go back and then mm, mm, do this. I need to somewhere select the stop share. And when I select, I think I need to pick up the voice thing, right? Because somewhere share sound, video sharing, also something to share as video. Yes. Now I'm good. Okay. Are we good, friends? Right. Let's just move on. We have a topic, and this is a topic I look forward to every year in order to do this session, be with you, because I collect a lot of interesting, inspiring thoughts from participants, and I want to be inspired, honestly. And so the subline, the theme is I to we to he. We'll see what that means. But we also have this quotation which often Swami quotes, called Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. Again, what is this? We'll see very shortly. I wanted to first give you a little inspiration that.
Sairam, sir,
Sorry,
sorry to disturb you. Sir, your voice is again breaking.
voice is breaking. Let me do one thing. I think if am I better audible right now?
Yes, sir.
Am I better audible right now? I think I should shut off my video. That's what I'm realizing. But you have no problem in hearing me out right now, no?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Also tell me if you are able to hear this sound. Are you able to?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, let's just beautiful enjoy the national song and then we'll start discussing.
शीतला सस्यश्यामला मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्.
Yes. So we are discussing about national building. I wanted to check before we get into further aspects about it. Does anybody what does this word mean, nation building, to you? Would anybody want to take a shot and then about 2 or 3 responses we can have from you? What does this word nation, this phrase nation building mean to you? Are you able to hear me?
Contributing to society in some good work or some good services that will help us in national building, something like that.
Okay. I think some people are writing in the chat and I'm not able. Okay.
Building national consciousness.
Okay, building national consciousness. That's very good. Very nice word you use by you, consciousness. Yes, building national consciousness is nation building. Very true. There is another word that we normally use, patriotism. Somewhere, do you also relate to this word, patriotism? Do you think it's the same as nation building?
Yes, sir. It should be part of the nation building. Patriotism should be in our blood, but it will not the whole thing. We should have also sole responsibilities of our dharmas. Which should we do?
Okay. Right. Actually, sometimes what happens is these words patriotism and these words they have been overused a little bit, and then people have got a little, the meaning has got a little different over a period of time. That's why I prefer this word nation building more better. At the end of the day, the nation has to be built. Now, sometimes we can say nation has to be rebuilt. In case of countries like India, the nations like India, nation build. Now, we also use the word country. Can anybody quickly tell me what's the difference between these two words, country and a nation?
Sairam, sir. So country
Yes.
has a boundaries and a specific state, land, etc. Whereas
Right.
nation means a collective consciousness which indicates a common culture, common elements. And so which brings together, it brings everyone together. Major difference. Not it does not
Oh,
relate
yeah.
to land or anything. It's a common element which brings everyone together.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I really like. So I couldn't have defined it better. Very well said. And then the collective consciousness again is a phrase that struck me a lot. So wherever, in fact, the way Swami defines it, we'll see after some time. So beautiful. And Swami says, who is a Bharatiya and then what is Bharatiyata? Swami explains. But much before that, we'll spend a little time about what is Akhanda Bharat. Okay. When we talk about Bharat, we speak about Akhanda Bharat. It was once upon a time Akhanda Bharat. From where actually it is now, of course, from a contours and then borders point of view, as some of you have said, we got a little divided, which is okay. But from a spirit point of view, I would like to define Bharatiya culture into as still as Akhanda Bharat. Okay. So in today's program, I'm going to cover it as 3 sections. The first one is India, that is Akhanda Bharat. Kya tha, what exactly was it? And then section 2, the loss of the Grand Bharat. How did it happen? Why did it happen? And then section 3, what is that you and I can do about the rebuilding of this Bharatiyata? So this is the quick, agenda for us in the time that we have, and I'll try to be quick on this. I'll try to go through from each of the sections, and at the end of each of the sections, I would like to probably have a little conversation, and then before I move on to the next section. So first, I would like to go through what is called. This is a little information, so I'm giving you. Ancient Bharat was called Bharatavarsha. Actually, there were 7 dvipas, which we could probably can be compared to continents these days. There were Jambu, Plaksha, Shalmali, Kusha, Krauncha, Shaka, and Pushkara. And in this Jambu Dvipa, that's where, which again had about 9 Varshas. The Varshas were supposed to be, you can say countries maybe, larger countries or a group of countries together, coming together, etc. So 9 Varshas, of which one was the Bharatavarsha. Now, this was a very prosperous, very populous also Varsha, and Bharatavarsha was very well known to everybody in the world. And the other 8 Varshas, of course, for our information were Ketumala, Harivarsha, Ailavruta, Kuruvarsha, Hiranyaka Varsha, Ramyaka Varsha, Kimpursha Varsha, and Bhadrasva Varsha. So these were the other 8 Varshas, and then Bharatavarsha was a key Varsha in that, out of that. Now, that was the Akhanda Bharat. Now, some of the historical references of how the country was won. In fact, there is a thought process that might be there in some people who have just gone through the history of Indian history only as some certain kingdoms and then rulers who ruled the kingdom. Then India would be seen as just a combination of various kingdoms, which were ruled by various kings. But then strangely, did you know that actually the concept of nation was there as early as even, Satya Yuga? And then even in Ramayana, there is a very clear mention that in the way Rama traveled, and Valmiki has written very clearly in the way all these places were known. So you see, in those days, where communication channels were very limited, and people were not migrating so frequently from one place to other. Unless there are very good relationships and people moving frequently and then having trade between each of the places, etc., there is no way that people would know very clearly from where, what place is at what level. It's like Valmiki has given almost like a GPS from Rama moving from Ayodhya to Prayag, Chitrakoot, Satna, Ramtek, again, so on like that, coming all the way to Hampi. That's where he met up Hanuman, then going all the way to Rameshwaram, and then even in Sri Lanka, where to what extent they went, etc. Everything is mapped out so clearly. So, why is this of importance for our conversation today? It is important because unless it is one nation, the connectivity of this kind and the logistics couldn't have been described. There is just one example of to know how it is. No, there are a number of examples that we had a common Sanskrit language, that we had a music that was so common to the entire country, that we had a culture of that nature, that we had very similar kind of food and then dressing things, that we had a religious context which people understood. And then where if you talk about the Shiva, the Maheshwara, the Vishnu, and the Brahma, the Upanishads, so there's a whole lot of things that connected the country. And then so there is no way that anybody would have thought that this is just a compilation of certain kingdoms. Because I'll tell you why I'm talking about this. Some of you might be surprised because you must have probably never got a doubt that why wasn't this a nation? But there was an attempt by particularly by the East India Company to come and then say that India was never one. And we were the ones who came and then got all this together and then gave the name India. So that was the kind of claim by certain people, unfortunately. And those who did not understand the culture of India, right? Okay, anyway, let's move on. Our intention in this session is not to criticize anybody though. And there's one more aspect about Bharatiyata, because we mentioned about Rama, I couldn't have passed without mentioning this, where in a particular situation where Ravana is killed, and then Lakshmana, it seems, he realized that they were very close to the deadline. Now, it's a different thing that they got on Pushpa Viman and they went. Otherwise, if they tried to go back the same way they came, on foot, etc., they would have never gone back in time to Ayodhya. And then if they did not, then the deadline was over, and then it was possible that actually Bharata would have either taken over the kingdom or passed, committed a suicide, whatever. So Lakshmana, realizing the importance of the deadline, said, since there is no time anyway, let's not try to go back. Let Bharata rule the Ayodhya. Anyway, they were never keen that you stay there. So why don't you take up Lanka and then become the king of Lanka? That's what Lakshmana requested Rama. And apparently then Rama uttered this great statement called Api Swarnamayi Lankan Me Lakshmana Rochete. Even if it is full of gold, it is made of gold, I don't like it. I don't like it. Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. That's because one's mother and one's motherland, however they are, even if they are the most poor, even if they are not full of gold, etc., but that is the highest thing for anybody. So they are higher than heaven. That's what Rama mentioned. And he said, I'm going to go back to my Ayodhya, my India, my Bharata. That's what he seems to have said. Today, probably there's a need for many people to think the same way and then think of their country. Now, let us see what Swami has to say from some of his wonderful Vahinis, Satya Sai Vahini, etc., where he discusses about nation building. And as Swami says, it's very important for every Bharatiya first to say with pride that I am a Bharatiya, right? And I'm glad to see that in the recent times there was some such, whether it's a war with our neighbors or for some other reasons, the feeling has been coming in Indian public, I think, and then Indians that we are one, and then feeling good about it. So it's not just in the cricket field where we beat some country that we all need to suddenly feel patriotic. It's about we feeling patriotic with all the shortcomings about the country also. Or with all the great things about the country also, we feeling the pride that I'm a Bharatiya. That's very important, Swami says. Okay. And Bharatiya should adhere to Satya and Dharma. In day-to-day life, Satya and Dharma, if we are not adhering, actually the obverse is true. Swami says if one is not adhering to Satya and Dharma, they cannot be called a Bharatiya. The other way you put it, you can say that Bharatiya is someone should always adhere to Satya and Dharma. Okay. So today, if we are not adhering to Satya and Dharma, if our speech is just a convenient speech which changes from time to time and then which changes the truth into some data and some facts that I create and concoct, then that cannot be called a Bharatiya culture. And if you forget about your own responsibility that you need to take up as a son, as a daughter, as a friend, as a husband, as a wife, etc., as a child, then I think you are not understood what is dharma. So dharma is very important, and the basic aspect of dharma also means that do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. So these are some things that Satya and Dharma we should follow. So in this I want to tell, I would request everybody's attention. Swami's value framework, absolute values of Satya Dharma Shanti Prem Ahimsa. Let's understand that there are actually only two things that you need to really work on, or you need to try and put some effort in adhering to. Those are Satya and Dharma. What happens after that is that if we stuck to Satya and Dharma for a while, then the block to what actually is the Atma Tattva, which is full of love, automatically moves off, and then love automatically flows out of that. And once the Satya Dharma comes and then the block is removed, we come to some sort of calmness and then composure in life, which is called Shanti. Then when we meet others in the world, how do we meet and we do seva? We do with empathy. We have a lot of karuna with people, which is love, Satya Dharma Shanti Prema. And then even if we want, we can't hurt others, which is ahimsa. So if you look at the progression of the 5 values, the Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa are effects. They are not the cause. They are not what you practice, essentially. We have to practice Satya Dharma alone, and then the rest 3 happen. We have to remember it this way. Okay. And what is the other thing? Every one of us, we are caught with selfishness. Me, my people, my family, etc. To a certain extent is okay, Swami says, but let's not stretch it too much. Place national interest before your interest, self-interest. Okay. Why? You might ask the question. It is because it is like, if you're in a boat and if the boat has some holes and the boat is sinking, your job is not to say that, Array, is there water under my feet? Let me ensure that there is no water under my feet and I kept my feet above right now. Oh, I'm safe, no problem. But then you're neglecting and ignoring that there are holes in the boat and water is coming in. Now, if you ignore that, what will happen, the whole boat will sink and then you yourself will not be there after some time. That's exactly what it means to put national interest before self-interest. It is not any great ideology that it is said for. It is because the most practical thing. A nation is a compilation of so many people. Like somebody said, it's collective consciousness. So it's a compilation of so many people's consciousness. So if that is not, when that is taken care, everybody under that consciousness who are part of that consciousness are automatically happy and harmonious. But when that is neglected, so where should our work be? Where should our focus be? First, the national interest, then the self-interest. Self-interest need not even be bothered, but it will happen. Nation will take care of you. No, there are so many predictions on how India is going to advance economically, and then it's going to be really a developed nation by a certain date, certain year. A lot of information is being given these days, and whatever it is, nation. If you are part of the nation, if you contribute to the nation's growth, obviously the nation which is growing will also take care of you. Dharmo rakshati rakshitah. It will take care of you and it will also grow you. So don't worry about it. Don't worry. Don't think that you need to really put much effort to take care of yourself. Just ensure that you're taking care of the system. And Bharatiyas that way, doing all these 3 things, first having the pride, adhering to Satya Dharma, then putting the national interest before self-interest, all these 3, by doing this, we should be an ideal, because it's not only Bharata Varsha, there are so many other Varshas, and we should be an ideal. Swami used to say that this country should be an engine in the train, and all other countries are the bogies behind. So you all know that if the engine is detached, no bogie can move anywhere. And that is the wise, the spiritual engine of the spiritual train of the world is Bharat. That's why it is important, and then Swami is influencing in his own way. Even if he has not given, even if he has given up his physical thing, Swami is influencing his own way that the country goes, is attaining a different stature in the coming years. Most of you might be aware of this, but Swami is silently doing it for us. And then that's the reason why we have the right people at the helm of affairs in the right places who are taking the right decisions at this time. That's all led by Swami. Okay. So Bharatiya should be an ideal to others. Swami also says about the uniqueness of the Samskriti, the culture, Bharatiya culture, is that we are a set of God-loving people. Okay. Swami says 3 things are very important: love of God, fear of sin, and morality in society. These are 3 things that are important, in whatever is the society that is following these 3 things will be a successful society. And therefore, this is a unique region. It's the only unique region where God-loving people you will find. I mean, just not now, thousands and thousands of years back. And Rigvedic times today, certain independent research is happening, not the history that has been reported in your book and my book. Certain independent research is saying that they are saying with certain level of confidence that it should be the history of India should be at least 65,000 years. In fact, some of us had a chance to ask Swami directly in Kodaikanal. We asked him, Swami, when did Ramayana happen? And Swami said 20,000 years back. That's what, which means that it should be at least 18th century BC. That's what. So all that these kind of history, corrections that have happened, and then history projections, don't get bothered by it. And then see, when in the days of when TV and then all these things, media were not there, textbooks were the only way the minds could be influenced. And whatever people mentioned in the textbooks, whether we know it or not, everybody believed. Right? So none of us know Chandragupta, none of us know Samudragupta. But whatever has been told there, we believe. That's how things happen. Now, what is the other thing about Bharatiya Samskriti? Tolerance to all other faiths of the world. Okay, so if you see, India remains the only country which never went and invaded a single other country. That would be a very strange thing to even think about. Every other country tried to do something. And even today, we are very clear. We say that we are against a certain negative way of thinking like terrorism and all. We never say that we want to go and attack anybody. So you see the thread of that tolerance still flows in this country. And it is part of our constitution too. And Bharat's role is cut out in shaping the world. That's what Swami said. So Swami said, this is the engine. So, which means Bharat's role means now let's not behave as if somebody else, some Bharat is going to do. No, you and me are part of the Bharat. So we have a responsibility in shaping the world. Can you believe how? By following Satya and Dharma. And the spiritual message delivered to the whole world is coming from Bharat. So these are what Swami said about Bharatiyata. And this is the statement I mentioned when there was a mention about nation, the collective consciousness. I said this is a statement given by Swami in Satya Sai Vahini. In Bharat, the word nation meant the grouping together of hearts that beat time to the same song and that responded by similar vibration to the same spiritual call. You see, when you are seeing in a group singing like bhajans, you see that when people are singing, if people have known the bhajans, people are always singing, the beat is the same. Like that, when people's voices and then hearts are brought together to the ragam called Bharatiyata, the culture, and to the talam called the discipline that is required to make this country great, then automatically our hearts are all beating for the country. The hearts are beating for the country. So this is the most beautiful, most inspiring statement that I read that, and then I was so happy. I wanted to share with each one of you. Perhaps some of you got it, but I would say this is something that each one of us should take a print out and put it in our, or put it at least as your wallpaper in your system. So that's what Swami says. Okay, so let me just stop here for a while and get into some discussion. Because this is a little about what was Bharatiyata, what was actually Bharat in the olden days. And we will be going a little more, we'll be coming more contemporary very soon. But before that, I wanted to stop here and then check out if somebody had something to share. Quickly, about 5 minutes, then we can move on again.
Sir, regarding Satya and Dharma, what you have mentioned, we need to follow. But understanding of Satya and Dharma has also been, in this time has been different to different people. So, any words on that?
Sorry, Mudit, can you please say that again? I could not hear it properly. Understanding of Satya and Dharma?
Satya and Dharma we need to follow, but in modern times, the understanding of Satya and Dharma has also been a little different to different people. Which
yes,
might,
yes.
sometimes spiritually also in the nation, we are not in the one direction.
Okay, let me just take any day-to-day example. Things will be clear. Suppose I do something which after I did that activity, I'm afraid that if this is known to somebody else, they are going to shout at me, or they are going to ridicule me or laugh at me. So when someone asks, it could be anything in the office or college or whatever, and then when someone asks, did you do this? Okay, it comes from each of us saying that, no, I didn't do it. Okay, now I'm giving you an example of actually a very common example. This is not the total Satya example, but this is the most commonly understood example, because Satyam, there are, Swami says there are three things actually. Nizam, that's a Telugu word actually. Nizam is more like speaking of Satya. Satyam is the reality, the existence reality. Ritam, which is there, which is the Trikala Bhadhyam, which is like, always true. So these are all gradations of Satyam. But without getting into the spiritual meanings, I'll tell you something. I'm giving you a very simple day-to-day example for all of us to follow. Why do now I want you to tell me, Budit, why do we try to hide the truth even when we know that it is truth?
What I could think of is sometimes we might be giving us an excuse that it is true, but a conscious sometimes, might be seeing it differently, that consciously it is not true and we are behind it.
You're right. But shall I tell you something? All of us want to be seen as good and approved by this world. That's the problem. I'm telling you a truth today, which which all of us know, but most of us wouldn't talk about it. We all want to be approved by the world. We all want to be said, good boy, good girl. We all want, even President of USA also wants a Nobel Prize for this only. And everybody wants to be seen as a big guy or a nice guy in this world. Nothing wrong, but this dope and then this drug of self-approval has gone so deep into our minds and our system right from the childhood that, Mudit, what has happened is that we don't mind changing our own words if we feel that there is any danger to the image we have created in this world, or we want to create in this world. And that's the reason why now you see carefully, listen to me, the importance and priority we give to how others treat us is much more for us than the importance of the word truth or Satya, what is. If somebody has to actually talk only truth, what is, it's the simplest thing in the world. That's what Swami says. Jo hai wo hai. See, the thing is, jo hai wo hai. उसमें क्या तकलीफ है, आप बताइए. What's the difficulty actually in speaking truth? Nothing. If we have to speak falsehood, we have to have so much of intelligence and cleverness. Because instant में बदलना चाहिए. It
Sairam,
takes a
sir.
lot of things. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Sir, I learned somewhere that Satya is ever changing. It will be same irrespective of yugas, but Dharma is changing accordingly. Is it true, sir?
That is true. Because dharma is a little contextual thing. Dharma, maybe there are two things. In English, I'll tell you there are two things: value and principle. Values can change, but principles, actually, Satya Dharma Shanti Prema Ahimsa, Swami gave our principles, the 5 cardinal principles. A principle remains, but values can change, because if they don't change, it is the changing times, people would not be able to understand it properly and apply things. It is like constitution needs to change as the time goes by. For example, if you don't change certain articles of constitution as the time goes by, we'll be trying to blindly apply something which was written 40-70 years back. So everything is like that. So dharma is more that suits what should be done right now. तो change करना पड़ेगा कभी कभी. अभी ये सोचिए, earlier our when certain kind of fuel was used in our homes, old homes, certain kinds of material was used for cooking rice or whatever in India. But when fuel went on changing, today we had LPG, then we are now getting, I think the countries taken up actually creating pipelines of natural gas everywhere. Yeah, I don't know in how many places it started, but I have seen that happening. So GAIL is doing it across the country. They are setting up pipelines. Now when that is happening, natural gas will come. So when different kinds of fuel come up, then the kind of things that you are going to use are going to be different maybe. So ये ऐसा होता है कि धर्म ऐसा होता है कि जो और कॉन्टेक्स्ट में करना, धर्म इज कॉन्टेक्स्चुअल. And Satya. Similarly, the food aspects you see today, depending on what kind of things you and I are exposed to in the weather, the food we need to do, it will be very different from the kind of food probably they ate 50 years back. A little bit different. So ये सब होता है, but Satya होता है Trikala Badhyam. Badam means modification. Abada means non-modifiable. So in all the three times, that which is not modifiable is truth, but that usually applies to absolute truth. Gopal, that's absolute truth. There's only one thing that remains unchanged in all the three phases. You know what is that? Trikala Abhadyam. Three kalas are past, future, past, present, and future. And do you know what is that doesn't change in past, present, future? Because past, present, future, how much past? Infinity. How much future? Infinity. Present is a minute or a second or a moment. But how much past? Infinity. How much future? Infinity. So what is that doesn't change in infinite time? There's only one. That is Sat Chit Ananda. Only Brahma. Only Paramatma. Nothing else. So that way Satya not changing is applied usually only to that according to Upanishad. But what happens is that in Vyavaharika language, the way you and I use, that's why I said Swami used three words. He said Satyam, Nijam, Ritam. So Vedam also says Ritam is the word that is usually used by the Upanishad. Okay, but that's okay. All these are just, again at the end of the day, see, you and I, if compared to the life of an ant, we are very permanent. But where is who's permanent? Do you know, is your grandfather living? Maybe yes. My grandfather doesn't live. I'm 60. My grandfather doesn't live. How about his grandfather? But I'm confidently saying that he lived. Did I see him? No, I'll be a grandfather. And then I'd have gone in a 20 years' time. I'm not there in this world. Who's permanent? So strange. That's why nothing is permanent. Anyway, to close on this thing also, Mudit, it is not about people not knowing Satyam, what is Satyam. Everyone who has a conscience can know, like you said very rightly. They can know what is Satyam. And then they can know what is Dharma also. Dharma, what is Dharma? I define. Do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. That is the only Dharma. Baki sab Dharma. Ab sochiye, why don't you want somebody to insult you? One of your friends, suppose he wants to insult you, आपको क्यों अच्छा नहीं लगता है? आपको जब वो अच्छा नहीं लगता है, आप भी इंसल्ट मत कीजिए. आपको दूसरा, if other person hits you and you feel bad, don't hit the other person. जो आपको दूसरों लोग, others when they do to you, you don't like, you don't do to others. अच्छा, अभी देखते हैं. What is that you like from others? You want to be given respect, you want to be given love, you want to be given all that. तो आप भी दे दीजिए पहले. So इससे ज्यादा धर्म क्या होता है बताइए? Anyone, if you can enlighten me, आपको जो चाहिए वो पहले आप दूसरों को देने मांगता है. उससे, see, even the terrorists, so-called terrorists who are taking AK-47s and then are killing people, do you think they'll be happy if somebody gets a AK-47 and then kills them or their family right in front of them? Do you think so? Whatever you might say, whatever justifications you might give, इसके लिए कर रहा हूँ, उसके लिए कर रहा हूँ, that ideology, this ideology, all is humbug. Because nobody wants to be killed and nobody wants his own kith and kin to die. अरे तो क्यों आप क्यों कर रहे हो? But they will say some big things, people. That's why it's all confusion for people. People are crowded in their thinking. Clarity is what is important, which Swami gives us. Believe me, Satya and Dharma, with some practice and with Swami's grace, we should be able to follow. We'll be able to follow with it. It's not that complicated.
Sir, I have one more question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Gopal.
Sir, you showed us a map where Rama traveled across our country.
Right.
There I didn't find Bhadrachalam, sir, because we are people from Andhra and Telangana. We believe that
Ah,
Rama
sir.
traveled
No, there is
Bhadrachalam.
there is a saying like that. But it is possible that they are not given all the names. If you see, they have given some routes and all that, and there is a path that he has taken across the Godavari, which is very clear. Okay, and where the Godavari was flowing, Rama has definitely gone along the Godavari, and then he has crossed, and then he has also gone all the way to Hampi. So, if you look at it from Maharashtra, Godavari takes birth in Maharashtra and then flows to a certain extent in Andhra. And then, so you'll easily see that he has crossed Godavari, so he has crossed Andhra. And then, very traditionally, when you look at it, the earlier in those days, what was Andhra right now was called Andhadesha. And it was called Andhadesha because it was dark, very dark. And then that's what actually many history books tell. And then it was dark because of the forest area. And then it is said that the killing of the 14,000 Rakshasas and all that happened was mostly in this area only. The Khara Dushana and all those people, the killing of those forest and all was in Andhadesha area. But there was no separate Andhra at that time. It was all mixed up. Yeah, there was no separate Andhra. There were separate kingdoms, that's all. The various kingdoms were there at the most. And so, yeah, it was because even the later dynasties in the south, like the Pandyans or Chalukyas, or even in the Andhra, when you look at like the Kakatiyas and all, they are much later. They're much, much, much later. Yeah. So, in fact, if some of you have been following the Puranic thing, they must be knowing that at some point, Agastya Mahamuni, who used to live above the Vindhyas, North India, he was asked to relocate all the way to South India by crossing Vindhyas. And then he did it essentially to come down, and then he lived somewhere around these areas. He lived there. In fact, there's an account that Rama goes and meets him. He goes to Agastya Muni's ashram, and he gets a lot of support from him and strength from him. So that's a beautiful thing. Anyway, without distracting, Bhadrachalam is there, but it is possible. I cannot exactly say whether it was called Bhadrachalam at that time. And then Bhadrachalam is the folklore for those people who are not from Andhra, because I am from Andhra. That there was this there was a very great bhakta called Bhadra, who actually did penance. That Rama should come. He's supposed to be, and then Rama said that I'll come. But then that's much later, after Rama Avatar, after Treta Yuga, much later in probably Kali Yuga. And then there is a saying that goes that Rama has come. Rama Avatar, Rama has come. He's manifested for the sake of Bhadra with 4 hands. Rama, you will not find a temple with Rama having 4 hands anywhere in the country. But in Bhadrachalam, you will find Rama with 4 hands. Even Adi Shankaracharya went to that temple, and he has authored a sloka praising this Rama with 4 hands, and Sita sitting on his lap. It's a very beautiful idol. You should all go to Bhadrachalam and then see this. And then Rama, it's a beautiful place, Bhadrachalam. Those of you who are not from Andhra, I would strongly suggest that you go and then see the place, please. Yeah. Okay, thanks for bringing that out, Gopal. So let us just move on, because we have other things to catch up with. So we have seen a little bit of what Swami said on Bharata. And then we are going to the second thing that such a great Bharata, such a great culture, how come it lost all its thing? A little bit about who are all those great people who actually participated, who contributed to that. No, from the times immemorial, when we say Surya was supposed to be Surya Upasana. Surya, of course, Surya is the data to the entire world, entire nature. There's no doubt about it. But in a Bharatiya Samskriti, Surya is seen as a central factor. Okay, that's how even the most powerful, potent mantram, Gayatri mantra, is on Savitur, Surya. And then, so Surya is said to be a contributor. In Satyayuga, Harishchandra was somebody who, through his Satyavrata, has contributed to this great nation. In Treta Yuga, Rama has contributed. We have already seen. In Dwapara Yuga, Krishna has contributed. I mean, these are not the only people. These are the stalwarts who contributed to this country, as Swami says. In Kali Yuga, we find a Buddha. And then in the 8th century, as we come by, we find Mahatmas, if not avatars, called Shankaracharya. And then back to our times, almost in 1828, Rani Jhansi Lakshmi Bai. And then we have Lokmanya Tilak, 1856. We have Swami Vivekananda, 1863. These are their birth years, by the way. Mahatma Gandhi, 1869. And then Aurobindo Ghosh, 1872. And Subhash Chandra Bose, 1897. The idea is not to pick up any few people. If we start making the list of people who contributed to this great Bharat, who try to contribute, the list will be endless. However, I mentioned a few just to say that the contribution to the country, to the Bharat, the time and again people have come, like avatars, people have come in various forms to uphold the nation building activity. Okay, and that we have seen that. I have seen that one hand has gone up. I request you to please reserve your question. Similarly, like the first section, at the end of this section, I'll give a break and then we'll have a few questions, please. And this is such a great nation. Why did this entire glorious culture, why did it fade away? How did it fade away? That is a question that always used to bother me in my childhood, in my teen years rather, when I used to think that, people say so many great things about this country, but what happened? Why is that the light now faded? Why is it the lamp actually has gone off, etc. So there are reasons. 5 reasons were picked up. One is the repeated invasions and colonization. The centuries of external attacks and foreign rule eroded confidence, and there's a reason why many people today don't feel the pride of being a Bharatiya, because the confidence got eroded. Okay, and today we feel only good if we say that we are the 4th, richest country in the world, or the GDP, or the 4th, like in terms of our net worth, GDP, and all that. Which means that we are looking at certain parameters and indices that are given by the world by large, West more prominently. And then only when we are as good as them, we speak as good English as them, we do as much better AI as them, or whatever. Or we do movies like that, and then we create more billionaires in this country, we drive cars like them, etc. Then we feel that we have achieved something. That's an unfortunate erosion of confidence that has happened in this country. And so the native systems of knowledge got wiped out, more or less. The native systems of governance got wiped out. The native systems economy, India was the most prosperous. Sone ki chidiya, that's what they used to call. Otherwise, why would so many countries come and then attack, invade this? Ghazni, Gori, Chengiz Khan. Alexander came all the way anyway. And then some of these people who are not interested in coming to Bharat to know more about Bharatiya culture, they came with the sole objective of plundering this country and walked away. But they just did not plunder. They hit on the psychology of people and then the confidence of people. They ruined things. They tried to ruin the culture, but they couldn't. They couldn't ruin the culture. That's why today we are able to talk about it. And caste distortions to a certain extent. See, in Gita Vahini, if many of you are interested in understanding about caste, Swami has clearly mentioned in Gita Vahini that it is the Lord who has created the Chaturvarnya. It is not man-made. The Brahmana Kshatriya. For different, it is Gunakarma Vibhagasu. For the qualities that people possess and for the kind of work they do, profession. Because the continuity in the society about a certain kind of skill was more important. And it was possible only if in a particular family, the potter's son becomes a potter, and then his son becomes a potter, the musicians, and so on. So therefore, a very safe way of managing that kind of thing, where everybody contributed to the betterment of the society, was actually the Varna system. But what happened over a period of time is that with selfishness peeping into people, and medieval times particularly, because there was a time when the Varna system was used very well in this country, but in the medieval times it was totally got distorted, and then the forces that are coming from outside and then tried to invade this country and occupy, they use this to distort it and then use it as a tool for Indians against Indians kind of thing. And that's how they hit at the basic root of Indian culture. So each one of you, we can discuss. I will be during the break time if you want, or during the FAQ, I'll clarify a little bit. You'll get a lot more clarity when you see Swami's Gita Vahini, but Varna system is not bad at all. But it is the distortion that is bad. Now, imitation. Like I told you some time back, the way we want to dress, the way we want to speak right now, the way we want to do everything, we have become so un-Bharatiya in our, see, at least in the thinking. I'm not saying using English is wrong. I'm not saying using technology is wrong. I'm not saying any of this, because we have to go with the times, the way the world is increased. But at heart, we should be a Bharatiya. We will discuss that. How to be a Bharatiya at heart. This entire group, brothers, sisters, I want you all to be Bharatiyas. Let's all be Bharatiyas. Let's not be sold in spirit to something else. And neglect of dharma and values. So, like the conversation came up, we gave up on truth, we gave up on we sacrificed dharma, and then so what was the thing? The backbone of Bharat was hit, because Swami said, if you want to really contribute to the rebuilding of Bharat, then follow Satya Dharma. That is Swami's principle directly. And then so when the Satya Dharma was given up in daily life, the backbone was hit. Okay. And instead, what did we see? Greed. Everybody says, I want more. And when there is the I want more, obviously there is no contribution to the larger goal. There is only selfishness. मेरा हो जाना चाहिए, मेरा पैसा मुझको मिल जाना चाहिए, मैं लाइन में सबसे आगे हो जाना चाहिए, मेरा काम, मेरे बाद जो भी काउंटर बंद होता है, मेरे बाद बंद हो जाए. No problem. I don't care about the people behind me. You know, there was a joke about socialism. There's this Mark Twain. Some of you must have heard of Mark Twain. He writes very humorously, beautiful writer. It seems he went for the first time to USSR. He heard a lot about USSR. Mark Twain is from the UK, and he heard a lot about USSR, the communism, the socialism, etc. A very different way of administering governance. So after he got down from the flight, he was in the streets of Moscow. And presently he was walking and he came across one of the Russians who was carrying a chicken. It was a Sunday and he was carrying a chicken in his hands to home, obviously, so that his family can enjoy the meal. So Mark Twain wanted to have a conversation with somebody. He wanted to understand more about the culture. So he said, comrade, may I ask you something? And then the person said, yeah, go ahead. And then Mark Twain asked, I heard in Russia, which is such a great socialistic country, if you have 2 chickens, so if you have 2 houses, you would give one of the house to your your neighbor. And the Russian said, yes, of course, comrade, that's what I will do. And then he said, if you have 2 cars, I heard that you'll give 1 car away and do not keep the 2 cars and you give 1 car away to your neighbor. He said, of course, comrade, I'll do that. And now it seems he was carrying 2 chickens. And then he asked him, now that you are carrying 2 chickens, do I assume that you are carrying one for yourself and one for your neighbor? He said, no, both of them are for me. But he said, I'm confused because in socialistic rule, if you have 2, you're supposed to persevere with 1. This guy told it seems, lowering his voice, you see, all those things you spoke about, the house and then the car, I said that I will share because I don't have them. I don't have the second one. But this I have. How can I share? How can I spare? This for me. So much about socialistic thoughts and then selflessness in this world. In reality, what we are doing is that the moment we have, nobody is able to draw a line saying this is enough. None of us are able to do that. This is enough for me. Okay, how much is enough? Right? Swami said, who's the richest man in the world? Swami asked. It was in 93, 94 when we were in Kodaikanal. Swami asked, who is the richest man in the world? And then we all gave some names. Swami said, no, the richest man in the world is the one who has a lot of contentment. The one जिसको तृप्ति होता है, तृप्ति. The one who has तृप्ति. अभी तृप्ति होता ही नहीं. How much is trupti? So that's the problem, and that's called greed. Greed. Lobhi. Lobhatvam. Lobhi. So Mahatma Gandhi is famously said to have, he has said that, who said my country is poor? My country is enough for the need of everybody in this country, but my country doesn't have enough for the greed of even one person in this country. That is the truth about the difference between need and greed. Okay. And short-term gains. I should get this for now. I won't look at tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Relationships I'll spoil because today I need to get. I'll say anything and I'll just get this. I'll shortchange people, etc. Issue. These are all the neglect of dharma and values. That is why this glorious culture came down. So you see how the colonial narrative, the inferiority complex that was created by these multiple invasions and all has been the main reason why such a great, glorious thing has come down, right? And now, Aurobindo, who you know was a great saint as well as great patriot leader, he said, India is not just a piece of land, not merely a of people. It is a conscious spiritual being, a divine power, a Shakti, Devi, Goddess. India is Mother India, a living form of the Divine Mother. Okay, so that's what he said. And what did Vivekananda say? When the real history of India will be unearthed, it will be proved that as in matters of religion, so in fine arts, India is a primal guru of the whole world. Look at who's saying. Don't feel inferior and don't feel apologetic about being an Indian, about a Bharatiya. And what does Chandra Bose say? Subhash Chandra Bose is Satyam Shivam Sundar. These are incidentally this is the autobiography, this is a biography of Swami. And Satyam Shivam Sundaram are also the three beautiful temples he has. Satyam is in Bangalore, Dharmakshetra in Bombay, Dharmakshetra, Shivam in Hyderabad, and Sundaram is in Chennai. So apart from Prashanti Nilayam, Satyam Shivam Sundaram Swami named them so beautifully, his three main temples in India. Every temple, every body is his temple. Let's not demarcate saying this is the main temple or whatever. Every body is for God's temple. Okay. So this is the so the countries, I'll just stop here and I'll again, like I said, I promised before we go into how do we build this back, I want to stop the sharing and then I want to now give a chance for questions and a discussion, because we have discussed in this briefly in this section about how we have lost that great glorious past. It's very painful. This is not to pinpoint at any when one country or one nation apart from India and say that those people invaded India. Aisa nahi. Unfortunately, these things happened and India was tested and then we had to go through it. But right now, we are better off. Right now, we are more free. Right now, we are one country. So we should not give up this opportunity. So we'll look at how we will build the country back. But before that, anything anybody wants to say, please. Sorry, I'm not necessarily giving these breaks only for you to ask me questions. Somebody might have something beautiful to contribute. So you can contribute. You can share with everybody. Not very clear who's speaking.
Arun.
Arun, yeah. Arun, please go ahead, Arun.
So you are speaking on contentment, but my question is contentment very subjective in nature? Where should we draw the line? Assume today Anant Ambani thinks that he should be contented, the nation will stop growing. So where exactly the line should be drawn?
Yeah. See, it's a very good question. Very good question, Arun. And I think I'm not saying I'm not started answering because I know the answer very clearly. I'm referring it to Swami and then I'm trying to answer. It's what is important for you and me is to No, ask ourselves first. What is my need and where is my greed starting? Of course, I'm not trying to define need as roti kapda or makan. I'm not only because those days are gone. So today probably the needs are slightly different, and then you might need a house, you might need a car, you might need a certain amount because education, the fees has gone up, school children, and so many things, the prices have gone up. So yes, so this thing keeps changing. The yardstick keeps changing. I do understand. However, let's be honest. Don't we know what, even if you little say, now if you start thinking too much into the future, and if you start saying rest of the amount is all for my security and I'm going to park it here, and then therefore I need as much, then there's no end. There's no end. I'll tell a very bitter truth. One day you and I are going to leave all this and go away without taking a single naya paisa. I'm repeating, one day you and I are going to leave this world, even if you earned billions, even if you are the richest person in the world, one day you are going to leave it all and leave and into that dimension where you are going, not even a single naya paisa is around. Now, think about it. Do you know what is happening to your money after you pass away? Do you know how probably somebody else has come and then taken it away from your children? Do you know how both your children are fighting with each other and then killing each other for the sake of that money? Do you know what actually this money is doing? Money, see, Swami gave the most beautiful example. Contentment, you have asked the question. Swami said, money is like the shoe on your foot. The right size you need to know. You take a slightly larger size, you can't walk properly. You take a smaller size, it will pinch your foot. Now, how do I say what is your right size? Please think. So there is no direct answer for this question. Every one of us has to answer to ourselves. But just this much I'll say. Let's drop this atyadik moh. Let's drop this too much of attachment to money. Too much of attachment. Practically, you need money. But practically, you don't need money. Practically, you need happiness. And you and I are in the belief that, wrong belief that money is going to buy you happiness. You gave an example of Anant Ambani. You give an example of how many crores worth they might be. I can't even count probably. If somebody asks me to count the money they have, I can't even count. I don't even know how to count so many zeros in that account. Shall I tell you something, friends? If really so much of money is making him, if money can give happiness, he should be, Anant Ambani should be the happiest person in the world. Adani should be the happiest person. Those people should be the happiest people in the world. Don't we have common sense? Sorry for using like the word like that. We should have some common sense in learning from the world around us that यार उससे नहीं बनता है. अभी कितना चाहिए आपको बताने के लिए? Take it from thousands and thousands of years we have been seeing the same thing. कुछ नहीं बनता है. But it is required. That's why it's like a shoe. Where if you don't wear a shoe, you can be pricked by a thorn. I'm not saying don't do it therefore. So, but let's be very clear. All of us, let us do a little analysis. I'm not answering you directly because there's no direct answer because every individual has to decide what is the right size. Otherwise, Swami would have told by now, Acha, $10,000, everybody stop it there. Yeah. So Swami would have given some number to everybody. No, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. You have your own number. If you are, see, I'll tell you, nature, fate is, destiny is very interesting. Some of us might be given more money. Some of us are not given so much. Never be unhappy because of this. Kritika, I'm just coming. Give me a minute. Never be unhappy because of this, friends. I'll tell you the reason. Those people who do not have the money I'll tell you, the joy that you are having by sitting with your 4 friends or with your family in that house when there's no power and then you're not able to afford probably an inverter, and then there's a power cut in your place, and then but you were sitting and then having some fun with your family members, 4 of you are joking, and instead of complaining, etc. Probably a person who has 4 ton AC in his house and then has continuous power backup, he's not able to find sleep. अभी क्या बोलेंगे यार, इससे ज्यादा आपको क्या चाहिए? So never compare yourself. You don't forget, please, that happiness is the key of life, not money. But there is this wrong belief, misbelief that money will buy happiness. That's the problem that humans are having. Money can buy a few comforts. Money cannot buy happiness. I'll stop here. Yeah, Kritika, you have a question, please.
Sairam, sir, a little something I wanted to share when you talked about
Please.
inferiority complex from the Western countries. So I
Right.
am professionally a French teacher in Delhi University, and I often tell my students that, like, why did the colonialism actually happen? Look at the size of the countries, United Kingdom or France. They're just not even almost the size of our states, and we are 28, 29 states together. And okay, so even if it happened, now to this date, the number of speakers of the foreign languages, number of speakers of English or French, they are more in other continents, that more in Asia, more in Africa than the Europe itself, because we have more speakers. And the good part is we have modified it to our will and our comfort. So we have an Indian English, we have French, which is African French, French. So I'm always like this nation building is always happening, even if we are learning a foreign language. So that's for translation, but yes, patriotism should not.
And that's what Swami Vivekananda said. Be open to every good idea from everywhere across the world, but at heart be a Bharatiya. And one more thing I want to share, friends. I don't know how many of you are able to link or vibe with what I'm saying. You're very fortunate to be born in this land. Each of us is very fortunate to be born in this land. Now, we must have heard this from many politicians also, such statements. I'm not saying from that perspective. If any culture automatically tells you fear of sin, love for God, and morality in society, it tells you the Purusharthas, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha, and is a culture, only culture that says that there is something called Moksham. What a great culture that is. After getting Manushyatvam, this human life, there cannot be a greater culture you can be born in. Otherwise, you're going back. Everybody has to come and then learn in this culture to reach mukti. Not otherwise. Not otherwise. So if you're still here, if you did not get your H1B, God bless you. Don't take me wrong, but okay, I just trivial joke, but I don't mean anything bad. But yeah, that's the way it is. You're still lucky. Yeah. Okay, so do we move on? I'm not able to see everybody's thing, but is there someone who wanted to share something or ask something? Oh, I can have to. Yeah,
sir,
Pratik.
one thing.
Yeah, please.
Sairam said. Divya Bhamati here, Sairam. So we are all equipped, we are in the fold of Swami, we are able to get all this. Now, how do we take it up to the next generation? What will be the right thing? In the same history textbooks, we are still talking about the how we got colonized and everything. But how do we take it up to the next generation?
So the first thing is the culture at home, sister. I feel it is important to see the love of God and then fear of sin are first achieved at home. Whether your children are knowing a lot about Rani of Jhansi or Mahatma Gandhi, you can of course they can expose them to a few things, but I'm not. What I'm interested more in is that are they able to learn to speak truth and adhere to Satya? Do they know the value of that Satya? And are they able to be dharmic? If because of your living and then your spouse's living, If you are able to get this into the bloodstream of your people, children, and if possible, send them to Bal Vikas. Send them to Bal Vikas. I'll tell you, their future is safe. Rest of the things will come. Rest of the things will automatically come. There is so much of information today. Fortunately, in YouTube, if you see, there is so much of research that's happening on Indian thing. People are coming out openly and talking about what has been the history. So people will catch up. It doesn't take much time for people to catch up all these things. But basic things right hona chahiye. Basic things in the heart should be right. You cannot be selfish. You cannot be asatya oriented and then hope that you can be a Bharatiya. No, that is not possible. Yes, Pratik, please.
Sairam, sir. So I had one question, as you had mentioned about someone insulting you. So, sir, as we are from all the brothers and sisters, we are from the Sai family. So we are living in Kalyuga. So there are some situations in our personal life with relatives or in office. So there will be some people who will are very cunning and not very straightforward like us, and they will be jealous of us. So at that time we have, if we don't respond, so at that situation we have, one thing is two scenarios, like we have to respond, and in what way we should respond. And obviously if someone will insult you, we will get affected internally, we will feel bad, and it will take some time to get over it. So this situation, how we should respond, and how we can safeguard our mood or our personal thing, our mind, and not get affected.
Thank you, Pratik, for the news. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little joke, not really a joke, almost a real incident. It seems one person had a headache, bad headache, and he went to a doctor. And as he was entering he went there, and then he told the doctor that, doctor, I have this bad headache. It's coming up every night. So what should I do? And the doctor immediately prescribed, saying that, okay, this medicine that I'm giving, give it to your wife and you shall be okay. And then the doctor and the patient said, wonderful, doctor, thanks so much for giving me this. And then he took the medicine and went away. See, how stupid is this? If others take medicine, is that good for you? If we have a problem, we need to take the medicine, right? Others' problems are not our problems. Now, what I'm trying to say is that, suppose somebody insulted you, Pratik, for whatever reason, jealousy, whatever, jo bhi ho, for whatever reason, suppose somebody insulted you. They said something, and which might be true about you, which might not be true about you. Either case, it is what they said because they are disturbed. Something in their mind is disturbed because of jealousy. I mean, when the disturbance is in them, that is their problem, not your problem. The question I'm asking is that, if they have a problem, why are you troubling yourself? Why are you depressed? Why are you upset? Is there any sense? Actually, who should be upset? The person who is unnecessarily shouting and unnecessarily disturbed, they should be upset. But you are being upset because they are upset. I mean, think about the chain reaction in the society. Everybody who's upset is upsetting more people. Finally, we have an entire society that is full of upsets. What sort of people are we if we are reacting to others? So respond, like you said, Pratik, respond, do respond. But what is response? Like we discussed in the first session on self-awareness, response is different from a reaction, right? Response is with your choice. So whenever, and then the choice between stimulus and response, you have 4 possibilities. I don't know how many of you remember what we discussed, but you have a possibility of self-awareness, imagination, willpower, etc. So what can you do? You just, if somebody insulted you saying, for example, that they said that, hey, you are a monkey. I mean, what they meant is that you are not looking good. Suppose they said that. Then I start losing my sleep over that. Why? I mean, till you heard this insult, you are okay with yourself. Suddenly what happened? This excessive need to be approved by everybody. Everybody should feel that I'm beautiful. Everybody should feel that I'm handsome. If one person said something else, gone, my peace of mind is gone. So now I suggest this. Go and stand in front of the mirror and then look at yourself. Hey, I seem to be like a human being. Yeah, maybe I'm not like Hrithik Roshan. I'm okay. I'm definitely not a monkey. Okay. And then I don't have a tail. I'm not a monkey. Use awareness, use logic, and to give in that gap between stimulus and response before you respond. Even being upset is a response. Being disturbed is a response. But before that, think, इसमें कितना सच है? When you know that इसमें सच नहीं है, why are you taking that venom? Why are you taking that venom called disturbance and anger and all that inside you? Why? So, see, this is easier said than done. Last time I told you also, all these things I'm not speaking because I'm any guru who is able to do all that. Whatever I'm telling is equally applicable to me. If I step out right now and somebody insults me, I have the same issues. I'm trying to address the same issues. But believe me, brothers, sisters, we have to do it. We have to prove that we are Swami's children by giving this, becoming calmer and becoming a little insulated to this entire world. See, like I told you, our hearts are the temples of Swami. Swami is sitting here. He is calling us Prema Swarupa, Divya Swarupa. When he is calling us, he has so much of confidence that we are divine. Why are we getting sold to the trinkets and the small things that others say? क्यों? दिव्य स्वरूपा कोई डिस्टर्ब होता है क्या? प्रेम स्वरूपा डिस्टर्ब होता है क्या? What are you saying? So we are not really believing in what Swami is telling us about us, but we are believing in the Tom, Dick and Harry who are telling things about us. इसका क्या मतलब होता है? सोचिए. We haven't analyzed how we are living in this world. Our priorities are getting wrong. The people we are listening to we are doing the wrong listening. We are seeing the wrong watching. उसलिए ये सब हो रहा है. उसलिए I'm telling you, love for God is more important. Let's develop that every day. Longing for Swami, longing for God, and wanting to be on God's side all the time. So जब कोई अधर्म अपने से होता है ना, so it should not happen. Automatically, it cannot happen. Automatically आप में से एक जागरूक होना चाहिए कि मैं कैसा कर सकता हूँ ये? How can I do it? So this is what is called being human. And that is what Swami gives us. Believe me, I don't know, brother, sister, you are all coming from, a lot of you from Bal Vikas, maybe some of you are coming for the first time SSS NLP. I'll tell you, this mocha, this opportunity we got of having seen an avatar and who lived with us and then who is doing all this for us, it's not an ordinary thing. कभी कभी होता है thousands of years में एक कृष्ण आया था, एक राम आए थे, बहुत मुश्किल है. And if you have known the avatar and if you live, ये opportunity नहीं खोने का है भैया. Don't lose this opportunity. फिर से कब आएगा पता भी नहीं चलता. This is my firm belief I'm sharing. Please don't take it like I'm brainwashing you or something. Just my belief I'm sharing with you.
Sir, I would like to share one experience which I had yesterday.
Please.
Only if you permit,
Please.
like for a few
Please.
seconds. So
Please.
yesterday, what happened is like my mom, and dad, we have gone for a late night movie. So we have come back around 1:30, and I have taken the key. So I have one relative's home key and my key. So by mistake, what has happened is I have taken the relative's key, not my home key. So and at 1 p.m. when we returned, so we were shocked, like what is going to happen. We have to go to the relative's home and wake them up and again get that key. So that I was like really devastated. Like my parents are good, they are awake, they are tired, so I have to go to their home, that is around 2 kilometers, but still we have to wake them up, which is not very good. So but the next moment, so usually my brother is every day from the past 2 weeks he is at the relative's home, he is doing his study or work. But yesterday when we press the bell, he is at home. and in 1 second, that feeling just vanished. So that is the faith which I had in Swami, that he made it work. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you. That's why this is called divine romance. See, it's a heart-to-heart connection. Each of us, everybody has thousands of experiences like this. Once you develop that love for God, once the heart-to-heart connection is made, I'll tell you, can't I got an opportunity, so I'm speaking here. But if I gave an opportunity to each one of you, those of you who really got connected to Swami will go on sharing so many things. That is Bhagavatam. That is how Swami. This is the truth, friends. I'm telling you, God is true. Swami is God, and this is the only truth. Baki sab upon what we are going through, we have to go through life में relationships, jobs, सब कुछ होता है. We have to go through them, but believe me, none of them are true. None of them are true. The only truth is Swami. I mean, whether we know it or not, at some point we have to realize this. At some point we have to realize this is a beautiful thing. It's divine romance. That's what I would say. He loves us so much. Like he's a dad, he's a father, mother. He loves us so much. And he wouldn't give jitna bhi mistakes we do, jitne bhi mistakes we do. Believe me, he can't desert us, he can't leave us, he won't leave us. Because he has that, he's not like, his love is not human love, which is conditional, that says that, acha, you've not really followed what I said, so I'm not going to take care of you. ऐसा नहीं है स्वामी का love. इसका मतलब नहीं है कि we can be carefree and then be as we are. He looks at sincerity. He looks at our the efforts we put, and then whether we are doing genuine, and then when we are really. So that's why I'm saying the easiest thing is that if any one of you, for example, is not able to leave some addiction, or any one of you is finding it very difficult to control the mind, or kuch problem ho. I went through all these things. So the best thing for us to do is that we have a Swami. Sit and close your eyes. Think of Swami and say, tell the problem, offload the problem to Swami. And tell Swami, Swami, I have this problem. आप ही कुछ कीजिए, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ. आप ही कुछ कीजिए, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ. And then see how the help comes. Believe me, I'm not telling you a lie. Help will come. I'm nobody to tell. The millions of devotees, life experiences already say that. And people, when they are in the midst of a great accident, etc., people have not even thought about Swami. They did not even have time to say Swami saved them. And then Swami later on said that, Tumko, you did not even have. You are giving such big lectures on platforms, but you did not even think about me at that moment. I had to come and save you. Swami used to tell like that. His love is beyond. Why it is 1,000 mothers is that it's beyond. I can't even imagine. We have to fall into that love trap, friends. We have to fall into that love net of Swami. Swami is not female. Swami is not male. Swami is not old. Swami is not young. Swami is the Parabrahma. He is actually the only force in this, the force behind everything. Think like that. Don't get confused and confounded by whether it's male, female, and all. Nothing. Swami is none of these things. Swami is in your heart. And he's going to help you. He loves you a lot. This much you remember. We are so fortunate we are doing this session in Navratri. Mataji ka celebrate kar rahe hain. So Navratri, and then he is the Sai. She is the Sai. And it's beautiful, beautiful. I'm telling you, you are all blessed. You're all blessed. Swami is giving us this opportunity. Okay, so shall we move on? Shall we quickly get into some? Tanya Lutra has raised a hand. So we'll just take this one thing and then we'll move. Tanya, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, not a question, just wanted to share one really beautiful miracle that happened last year. So, I had come for the Global Youth Conference, and on my way back, I had come with someone from Maharashtra only. And it had been 2, 3 years, I genuinely wanted to learn the Bhagavad Gita, but since there are so many translations and then you don't understand, so I just didn't want to give my energies anywhere. I wanted a good teacher for it. And on the airport, I remember I just had a word with her, and she was a senior in the Camp Samiti in Pune. So I was like, I really want to learn. Do you know anyone where I can really learn the Bhagavad Gita? Because it's been 2, 3 years, but I'm not getting someone right. And then it was so miraculous that she told me that, in COVID, we had this whole online session taught by Savitri Didi. She was one doctor who led it with Swami's teaching. So she's like, would you want to take it up? Because I have all that collected data in the pen drive. So we can do it as a part of the Camp Samiti initiative. The only thing I want from you is if you could give a time. And then when I came back, I spoke to my convener, Camp Samiti convener, and he gave us a go ahead. And every day 9:30, it was a almost 9 months commitment. 9:30 at night, I was given the duty, and because of making all of them here, I got to learn it so beautifully with Swami's teachings. And it started on Guru Purnima last year and went on till March or April. So when they say, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives, just like that, Swami arrived and he gave it to me on a platter. So this experience I genuinely wanted to share with everyone.
Thanks so much, Tanya, for sharing that.
Thank you, sir.
We have to just ask a quick point that came to my mind. Don't want to waste a lot of time, but many years back in '93, when I had an opportunity to present a song in front of Swami in Trai Brindavan. I was singing without a thought. He was giving me a chance one after another. He made me sing 2 songs before that, and then he said a third song. So I started singing something of Kriti of Ramadasu, and then whose wordings go like, "Oh God, why did your words become so pricey? Paluke Bangaramayana." So pricey. Have they become as pricey as gold? Now gold prices are going up. So as pricey as gold, why aren't you not talking to me? So that kind of thing. As I started singing this song, Swami till then stood, and then he was keeping beat for my songs and all that, and he sat down. He sat down as if he's not interested, and he started looking into some letters and all that. I knew that I made some mistake, and then but I didn't know what. I completed the song, and I was just looking at Swami. Swami looked at me and said, "Palukemi bangaran kaliyad bangaru." In Telugu, I'll translate. He said, "My words did not become pricey as gold." And he said, "Nuvu Sai ani piluste nenu oi ani palukutanu." If you call me Sai, I will say oi. I'll echo that. I'll say hi. But then Swami said, "Nu pilavalante." Swami said, first of all, that the call should come from you. See, the problem is, each of us, Swami doesn't differentiate. Each of us will be blessed by him. Only thing is, from the heart, the call should go. That's all. It's not come for any one person. It's come for millions. You see, I mean, there are no millions for him. It's all one for him. But that's why none of us need to think that he's given more grace to somebody and he's giving less grace to somebody. Aisa kuch nahi. Aisa kuch nahi. He's the same mother. And then those who need more get more of his time. Those who need him more in this journey get more of his time. Jaisa, a mother gives more time to the crying child or the troubled child. Our child healthy, so she'll not give much time to that. The child who's not getting enough time need not feel bad. So, इसमें थोड़ा बहुत, human mind, human psyche is full of jealousy, so we need to really take care of that. Okay, so let me just go back to this presentation, quickly complete what we have to do. Okay, you're able to see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there is what we're going to do, what is the nation building really today context. I'm even trying to see the geopolitical situations, the way things are developing across the world, and then what you and I need to do. So youth is the key factor. 60, you're all, which means all of you. 65% of Indians are youth. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me put my video off so that I hope its sound is clearer now. 65% of Indians are youth. 21st century belongs to Bharat. That's what Vivekananda said. And youth is about energy, creativity, responsibility. And youth are the right people. That's the most distinct advantage of Bharat in today's context. as compared to all other countries of the world. Okay, that's more important, very important, very important. So now, how do we move from I to he, which is nothing but nation building? That's what I'm trying to show. Okay, so the I is in our individual life, each of us need to get some self-discipline. Okay, and by self-discipline with respect, put some time for yourself in the way you get up, take care of your body. It is you and I have been given only one body. Do some workout, do some exercise, give it some rest, good rest, 8 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep at least. Don't keep looking into those first thing in the morning when you get up. Don't keep looking into those mobiles and all that. Kiska kya hai? Kuch farak nahi padta hai. Listen to something inspiring. Go for a half an hour or 45-minute walk or go to the gym as you like, and come back. Have something nutritious in the morning. Then when the day starts, you can look into your social media, etc. It doesn't matter. Also ask, what seva can I do today? Little small seva or big seva? What seva opportunities are there? Ask for yourself. Okay, and what values should I follow today? What value should I not sacrifice? Particularly these two values called Satya Dharma. Okay, there are many sub values, but particularly the values called. So integrity, honesty, sincerity, earnestness, these are all very important. Time management is very important in self-discipline. So these things we need to take care in our daily life. That's one of the things of being contributing to the nation building. Now, where do we move from here? We need to get into an interdependent zone of society where we need to work as a team to contribute to make this country. Now, I'm not, therefore, don't ask me, where do I go into the society and then which society should I join, which group should I join? No political parties. I'm not talking about any of those things. Okay, I'm saying the society immediately around you, whether you are at home or the society around you when you are at your work or when you are in your college, is the society you need to serve. At home, your mother, your father, your spouses, your children, your brothers, they are your society. You just step out of your door, your neighbors, your people in your next floor, top floor, bottom floor, all those people are in your society, including your security people and all those. You step out a little bit, the people who are on the street, who are in front of you, are in your society. The Deenajana Narayanas. And you go into your office, right from your office chaprasi to your chairman, everybody is your society. And now you can do seva to everybody. Don't search for seva going out somewhere. Swami gives you opportunities. The moment you go into the office, somebody says that, hey, I need this help. I don't have time. Can you just type out this letter for me? That's a great seva opportunity. Okay. Similarly, somebody is asking you, don't hold back saying that, मैं इसको क्यों बोलूं, उसको promotion आ जाएगा. Don't get into this narrow thinking, mean thinking. Give your best. Help your best. The best will come back to you. The whole world is like it is a reciprocal thing. The more you put good into the society, into the air out, the environment, the more good will come to you. Believe this. So we should graduate from I to we. We should graduate from selfishness to selflessness. And from there, we should start doing many things in life for the higher purpose. Okay. Like, this entire group of people who are doing this NLP program, why are they doing? What do they get out of this? What purpose do you think they have in doing this? No, we just want to please Swami. We are doing it for the love of God. That's what they will say. That is it. Now, the highest contribution we can do in nation building is to see Swami in every Bharatiya. God in all. The person next to you, the person in the next city, next lane, the person in the next state, the person. Now, some of us, we have so many divisions with respect to the language, caste, etc. These are so mean things, such mean things. Can we try and come over that? And if we can't come over the small petty things, how can we build a nation? Think about it. Okay, so I'm going to take you to some of those things on what we should do. You first build the inner strength, do some daily good swadhyaya, good reading, inspiring, do some meditation. Values, don't get swayed. Bad, days, don't get swayed by this. That's why don't consume too much of social media. Okay, and that this propaganda is eating into the nerves and then fibers of every individual, and people are getting into hatred. Hatred is developing between the groups, and then no, that's not the way. That's not the way Swami wants us to develop. Okay, we are the engine. We need to be pure in our thinking and intent. And Be global. Learn all the skills that make you very employable across the globe, but contributed in the local areas. Okay, this is what even the Prime Minister meant by Made in India kind of movement many years back. But compete globally in technology, economy, and ideas while serving locally in your community. Always, always, always contribute all your might through SAI organization or through any organization. Try to enhance the quality of life, the productivity, the profitability of the immediate environment around you because of your capability and your skills. That's the most important. This is what Wembu is showing to the Zoho example when he started operating from Coimbatore. Foster unity and inclusion. Actively break barriers of caste, creed, gender, and region. Okay, friends, if we can't even come over the small things like gender differences, okay, or even the caste, that caste and this kind, and we are still fighting amongst us only in these things, what will we build as a nation? Tell me. Okay, and it is so easy. You are giving all these are weak holes, weaknesses which you are showing to outsiders who want to take advantage of you. By they will come and then put some poison there. That's all. Be very careful. We need to unite. We need to unite. Look beyond caste. Look beyond creed. Look beyond gender. Look beyond region. Unfortunately, in the society, women have suffered a lot. Of course, men have also suffered, many men, but women have suffered a lot. And then these are the Navratri day, and all men, brothers who are here, we need to be very clear that we need to give them the status we need to. It's not about women, it's about their talent, it's about their intelligence, it's about their capabilities. They need to be given that place. A lot of silent work is done by homemakers at home. And then let's not think that they are useless people or who are not intelligent or who can't contribute to the mainline nation building, etc. Wrong. It's unfortunate that in this country still a lot of wrong things happen with women. Of course, somehow women are also participating and taking advantage of the law and legality in these days. I'm seeing some news items, but that is less. But it's still a lot of aggression and a lot of wrong things are happening against women, and we should unite actually to stop this nonsense in this country. Champion sustainability. Lead in climate action, green choices, and then alternate and try to, you want to go green, you want to go electric and not burn the fossil fuels, etc. Do that in your own way. Contribute. That's the way you're contributing to the society, right? And use tech for good. AI is looming large, but without heart, AI is going to be bad. That's what I was discussing with one of my friends. When you have sacred thoughts with capital S, when S comes with AI, it becomes Sai. But when perverted thoughts come and then AI is used only for, and then you normalize that kind of thing, it becomes PAIN, pain. So do you want SASI or do you want PAIN, pain? You choose. AI is going to take over, they say, the entire world in the future. But how do you want that to take over? For your benefit or do you want to become a puppet? Do you want to become controlled by some stupid thing which humans have invented? How come? Why so much of nonsense should happen with human life? Okay, so we have to be by this following these 5 things, believe me, we can do wonders in terms of contributing. So let's not get confused that Abhi, we have to go into the road and then start making some slogans, Bharat Mata ki Jai and all that. No, that's not all required. You have to just be where you are and then do Satya Dharma, focus on that, keep doing, contributing your best, and then great things can happen. Just be focused on your country. There are a lot of inspiring stories we are seeing. We have seen how ISRO scientists have been doing the Mangalyaan. They say that the kind of project that ISRO has been doing, if you see the lives of some of those great leaders, like Satish Dhawan, or if you look at the lives of Abdul Kalam or the current gentleman, they're all very simple people. And there are women, beautiful scientists, wonderful scientists who are managing their homes and then being great scientists in ISRO. And we all need to be very proud about these aspects that ISRO is doing. And then they could devise this and then send something into the orbit of Mars at lesser cost than what Hollywood movies are made. Okay. Today we are taking a lot of pride. People are taking pride in a film. So many crores se bana a film. Arey yaar, if the money is not being used for the basic upliftment of human life, and if there are still people in this country who can eat once a day only, why are you being so happy about people making movies on crores and hundreds of crores? Does it make any sense in this way? Does our conscience really agree on this? I'm not saying dispensing of movies. They have their place. But do you call a country a developed and progressive country only if they spend 1,000 crores in making a movie? This is rubbish. Rubbish. You can use that money for a lot of good things in this world, believe me. We have to be a little discretionary in the way we spend money. Money is it's not a it's a scarce resource. It's not such a easily available resource also. And what has Swami done throughout his life, the water projects, and beyond his physical body, you see that everything is going on beautifully. The hospital, the water projects, and all that. So these are again stories that are inspiring. So I want something to hear from you. What role models do you people? Do you want to just mention any role model that you have in the society right now, or maybe of the past, who you want to take as a role model in the way you want to contribute to the nation? Can you please unmute yourself, and then people can just give the name of any role models?
Sairam sir, I think for me the role model is our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. So the way he's so energetic and takes all the activities and important decisions like Operation Sindoor and many others. It's he's like a living role model.
Perfect, wonderful, thank you. Anyone else?
Sairam sir, I'm Pavan Kantam Setti sir from Andhra Pradesh. So my role model is, according to me, the persons who uplifted India from one step to other steps one is Abdul Kalam, and the next one is Mr. Narendra Modi sir. These two are my role models, and I see leadership qualities in them, and I learn a lot from Abdul Kalam daily.
I know that if I gave an opportunity to, let me just look at, maybe there are a lot of people writing on the chart. Maybe some names are coming up. Abraham Lincoln, somebody said, Nehru, Abdul, wonderful. Ratan Tata, yeah. So yes, I can give an opportunity to many of you, but you can just make a note in your own books and in your mind about, have some good role models, and then these role models are going to help you build the nation again, right? So we are almost at the end. I just want to end this session by saying that Swami says 1,000 years of darkness, thousands of years of darkness can be removed within 1 minute, 1 second when you strike a matchstick and then light a lamp, right? So don't ever doubt that, will we be able to become a great nation? Will we be able to get back the Bharatiya culture, etc.? It is just a matter of a second if we do the right things. Each of us doing the right thing can do wonders, okay? So that is one. Second thing is that we need to believe that we are all children of Bharat, okay? If we don't have the basic gratitude to the parents who gave us birth, if we don't have the basic gratitude to the motherland which has given us this opportunity to grow and then live, then we cannot call our life a human life. Life without gratitude is not worth living. Okay, so that's what it is. That's why gratitude is more important. In fact, even Shraddh jo rakhte hai, for parents who passed away, children are asked to push out. It's only an act of gratitude. At least once a year, do something with certain attitude, a ritual, but do something with which you are able to spend some time and think of them, and you are reverentially giving, that is going to be good for you. So all these positive vibrations in this world are going to create nice things in this country. So this is also Bharatiya culture, Sanatana Samskriti. Even श्राद्ध जो रखते हैं वो भी सनातन संस्कृति है, और पेरेंट्स का पांव छूते हैं वो भी सनातन संस्कृति है. Even in our Bal Vikas it is taught. Not leaving the parents and old age people in old age homes, but taking care of them is Sanatan Samskriti. So try to not to forget these things. Try not to give it up. We will build with love, sacrifice, and unity. So this is what is the call to action I felt that each of us should respond to. I'll end it here. What are we on time? 8:49. I think we have about 5 to 10 minutes. If you have any questions or if you have something to share, otherwise we are good.
Sairam sir, thank you so much for such a beautiful and insightful session. Sir, keeping interest of the time, we won't be able to take further questions. We request all the participants to raise your questions on LMS portal. So now we are moving to vote of thanks, sir. So first of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Swami for giving this beautiful opportunity to attend today's session and listen to Kota sir. Sir, we are grateful to you and I'm blessed to have you, sir, always, and learned so many things from you about Bharatiyas and cultures. So some of the takeaways from today's sessions are you have started with the Akhanda Bharat and then you have explained what is Bharatiya, Tiyas as per Swami. So there were three qualities which Swami had mentioned. First, we should always follow Satya Dharma. Second, we should always place national interest first before self-interest. And then third, we should all be an ideal to others. So, and then you have explained about the journey, how we can move, from I to we to he. So thank you so much, sir, once again for such an wonderful session. We are forever grateful to you, sir. Now moving on, special thanks to our conveners, Verma uncle and Gopi uncle and whole organizing team member for their continuous support, guidance and motivation. Lastly, we would like to thank all the participants for their sincere and active participation. So before we end the session, we would like to announce some of the messages. So first about the Prerna article. Dear brothers and sisters, it is a lifetime opportunity which Swami has already given to you to share about your NLP journey. So we request to submit your Prerna article uh, before the 30th September. Don't wait till the end. We request to submit that article as soon as possible. And also, if you have any queries, you can raise on the LMS portal. And third, submit your feedback. So that's all for today. Thank you so much, and Jai Sai Ram. Now I request Brother Aishwarya to play the Shanti Mantram. Thank you so much. Brother, it is not audible.
We'll start it again. Just a second.
समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय
Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam. Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam.